I'm Jeff Philbin, and this is Dinner DeeAs. And today we bring you a dynamic dinner duo. Shrimp and grits, but masterfully made with extras including Spanish chorizo and Parmesan crisps. Not only do we have a dynamic duo in our dish, but also making it. Rachel and Julia are competing for a grand prize of $250,000 in the new season of MasterChef, which airs Wednesdays right here on Fox. Welcome inside the Dinner DeeAs kitchen, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Little different than a MasterChef kitchen.
I know. Feels much nicer, much calmer. I love it.
We're gonna keep it that way then. Okay? MasterChef Dynamic Duos is the first season to allow pairs of home cooks, mothers and daughters, siblings, best friends, even divorcees. And that's not you guys though.
No. Not ever.
Not ever.
Not ever.
No. Not ever.
Not
Husband
ever.
and wife team.
Husband and wife team.
What is that like cooking in together like that?
It was helpful, you know, because we can share ideas. Sometimes we don't agree, but we can work with that.
Well, most of the time she doesn't agree with what I want to do.
Oh,
so.
boy.
Compromise. Compromise. Happy wife, happy life.
Exactly.
And if you
Amen.
haven't seen these two in action, let's see how they cope with last week's Mystery Box Challenge.
Take a second. Hold up. Let's think about what we're doing. Why don't we sear it and then we slice it?
Amor, porque está muy grande. No quiero que se empiece a desarmar.
We try to maintain a positive mindset, but when you're cooking in the MasterChef kitchen, anxiety starts building up, doubt starts to build up, and it's nerve-wracking to watch that clock tick down.
But isn't this like gonna be overcooked and that's gonna be a little under? Because look, this is very thin compared to this. Are we butchering too much this?
I
I'm
think
getting worried right now.
Oh, I'm reliving all those flashbacks with you right
Man,
there.
I'm sweating again.
You're sweating right there. It's like the MasterChef kitchen, that clock is real.
It's real.
And you are feeling every bit of that pressure. I mean, how did you guys, that's tough.
It is tough. It is tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. Right at that moment, I was like, "Oh boy, we're gonna fall in the bottom three." I didn't want that, but yeah.
I think that was the perfect moment to have a duo that you can talk with somebody and say, hey, this is not going right. What do we do? Two heads think better than one.
Oh, I love it. And we've also made it a little bit easier today for you because that's a very stressful environment that we just all watch because there's no malice on the menu today as Rachel and Julio are going to be sharing a recipe for a version of the dish that actually won them this prestigious
Beautiful.
MasterChef white apron that you now are in an elite club. So welcome to that club, my friends.
Thank
That
you,
is
Jeff.
really,
Thank you.
really cool.
Thank you.
Today, their dish is going to be the garlic shrimp with a creamy polenta, Spanish chorizo, and Parmesan crisps.
Correct.
This is really, really exciting. Where do we get started then?
Let's get started with the polenta.
Okay.
We move down here. We picked this dish, Jeff, because it represents both of our cultures. I was born in Brazil, but my family are from Italian immigrants. So I grew up eating polenta almost every week from my grandmother. And I wanted to bring that inspiration from her and to put it in this dish.
That's so cool. And I mean, this is the great thing about working together as pairs, these duos. You get to, as you were saying, work with each other. Two heads are better than one.
Absolutely.
And still have a reverence against your culture, your heritage, and have a little bit of fun too with story.
Absolutely. That's what we went to MasterChef with this mindset. We want to tell our story and of our families as well. We're not here because I was born in Brazil and she was born in Cuba. It's because a lot of people that came before us, they immigrated from other countries, running away from wars and problems.
Wow.
And we're here because of them. So we want to pay homage to our heritage.
I absolutely love that. And that's a beautiful thing. Food is a conduit to that. It's a gateway
is.
to that level of history and reverence and pride.
Absolutely.
But also an opportunity to find your own path too,
Absolutely.
to celebrate something new.
So I started here with the polenta, some
Okay.
milk and some stock, and I'm gonna add a little bit of white pepper. We start building the flavors for this polenta. Salt, that chef's pinch, don't be afraid. A little bit of garlic powder right here. We can add garlic, whole onions, but I prefer to, keep it nice and smooth, so that's why I'm adding only powders.
Very
little
nice.
onion powder, and last but not least, some Italian herbs, That's gonna add all those Italian flavors and bring all that goodness to our polenta. And now we stir it until it's nicely cooked.
Okay. Now, is this one that you have to just keep stirring? It's
You gotta keep stirring.
You got to just keep working. Get the forearms ready for it.
Listen, let me tell you a story. My grandmother used to make this every week. She's about to be 97 years old this year.
bless her. Happy
God
birthday
bless
to
her.
you.
Yes. And it would take her 2 hours making this polenta. She would get one of us, and she would be like, "You are on polenta duty. Just sit your butt down and start, stirring until it's done." Because it takes a long time to cook the polenta grain. You can get a quick polenta and make it a lot faster, but if you want the real taste, the real flavor, it's gotta take time.
And if you want to make this duo's idea for dinner, grab their recipe at our website, dinnerdeas.com. You can find us with your phone by scanning the QR code. No special app required. Just open the regular camera app, point at the TV, and zoom in on that box in the bottom left. And when your camera sees it, a link to us will appear. Now, while we've got the polenta just kind of been worked away over here, Rachel, what do we got going on over here?
So we're gonna do a little quick marinade for the shrimp. We're gonna do a touch of olive oil, so all the seasonings stick together. And if you can pass me the salt, please,
course.
Julio.
Salt right
All
there.
right, thank you so much. Again, little salt, and then we do nice fresh pepper, and a little bit of paprika, because this is gonna give us a nice smoky flavor, okay?
Very nice.
Yep, and then we toast all of that together and we set aside. And now we're gonna start with our chorizo that we're going to render. So what we do, we just cut this open, right? And
So all you're doing here is just removing the casing and
yes, exactly. I like to work with the Spanish chorizo, which is a little bit like firmer, and then you slice it, but this one is gonna work just fine.
Okay.
Remove the case, and then you're gonna throw it in the pan,
okay.
and this just cook it with a little bit of oil.
I got you right here.
Yep. It's good to have an assistant, you see?
Yeah, sushi.
That's good.
All right, so when I was on MasterChef, you're just going against yourself and
Yes.
obviously, everyone that you're competing against.
Yep.
Balancing it out with, a husband and wife team here.
Fantastic.
It was fantastic.
It was fantastic because of exactly that. Like, we know what we needed to do for this dish. So my part was fairly simple. I just had to make the polenta.
Yeah.
But I knew every step of the way what Rachel had to do. So I was keeping an eye on her. Like, mi amor, we gotta do this. Are you working on the shrimp? Is this seasoning? So she's doing it, but I'm also thinking of all the process throughout the way.
How long have you two been married?
So we've been married for a little bit longer than 2 years.
2 years.
Uh-huh. But together, like,
Almost 5.
5?
Yeah.
5 years. So, I mean, in that part, it's communication. It's
Absolutely.
knowing and learning each other to have that rhythm.
Absolutely. And not only that, it's trusting each other.
Yeah.
Because many times Rachel had an idea and she felt confident and I didn't. Just like last week's episode during the octopus challenge.
Totally. But you know what, my friend? You handled it like a pro, like 2 years of marriage,
Yeah.
but like literally compromise of not saying, hey, this was wrong, but have we considered this?
Exactly.
And like, that's pretty cool. That takes wisdom. So, does he win the fights most of the time? On that
No,
note, or
I
no?
do.
No, Rachel, you're still winning the fights though. You're still winning them.
You know it, Chef.
All
But
right.
actually, let's repeat your MasterChef moments. And while I watch that chorizo,
Yeah.
you're gonna slice some garlic for me.
Sure, I can do that
So,
for you.
all right.
Now,
All right,
we
you
have,
see?
now next time we go to MasterChef, it's going to be a
There you
trio.
go.
There we go. How about we do that?
They got to come back for a 16th season somehow, and they're just going to keep bringing new ways to do it.
So right now, I'm rendering the fat. I'm cooking this chorizo because we want that chorizo oil. That is gonna impact flavor to our shrimp.
I love that. I love chorizo.
Yeah, me too.
Love it.
And
Nice.
go ahead, Nemor, sorry.
No, I was just saying that, that smoky flavor
It smells
is
delicious already, yeah.
another layer of flavor that's just amazing.
And for the polenta, if it dries out, add more liquid. I would add more milk because that's what's going to help make it creamy, but you can add more stock as well.
What do you think, Jeff?
Oh, you tell me. Am I ready to start going in with our garlic slices here?
No, I'm gonna take this
You're gonna
out.
remove it?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I don't want it to overcook.
Very good. I got garlic slices ready to go for you when you're ready. But we're gonna
I need
take
a little more.
You need more garlic?
Yes.
Well, I got to cook some more garlic
Come
up
on,
over
Jeff.
here.
It's a
And while we're
garlic
doing
shrimp.
that, we're going to take a quick break while I work on my Gordon Ramsay impression to give these guys a tough love boot camp. When we come back, we sear up our shrimp ahead on Dinner DeeAs. to Dinner DeeAs. We're having a MasterChef meal masterclass today from Rachel and Julio. They're in the top 10 of MasterChef Dynamic Duos, which airs tonight on Fox, and it's the first time ever that couples have been allowed to compete together. They're here today to share a recipe for a souped-up shrimp and grits, inspired by the dish that won them their MasterChef white aprons, which is a huge, huge accomplishment and a big deal for the two of you. Before the break, we started the polenta, cooking it in vegetable broth and milk. Then seasoned with salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. Then while that simmered, we seasoned our shrimp with salt, pepper, paprika, and a little olive oil. Then cooked up chorizo, taking it out of the pan when done. Then cooking sliced garlic that was expertly spiced by a former MasterChef contestant. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And during the break, you removed it so that it wouldn't burn farther along, Rachel.
Exactly, because I just wanted to sweat them off a little bit to get the nice aroma, but I didn't want to burn them because it gets bitter.
Absolutely. And so with the polenta here, Julio, like this is really starting
creamy.
to come together
Yes,
really
it's
nicely.
nice and creamy right now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our parmesan to bring that extra flavor to it. You know, give a few handfuls, very nice, you know. When your heart tells you stop, you continue to go.
Okay.
You know? And a little bit of butter as well to make it extra creamy. So I'm just gonna drop it in there and we're gonna fold it in and our polenta is gonna be ready.
Oh, that's really, really nice. Very cool. Rachel, we've gotten our pan back on. What's next?
So next we're going to sear the shrimp. And after this is done, so I'm doing, there you go, that's the sound we wanna hear. So shrimp goes in, about a minute per side.
And this is just using the same oil that chorizo is rendered out. It's
Yeah.
giving so much of that flavor.
And the garlic.
Oh, absolutely. It's just gonna be layers now.
Yes, sir, that's what we want. And that's the sound we wanna hear because that's gonna give us an amazing color on the shrimp as well.
To grab Rachel and Julio's recipe for their garlic shrimp and creamy polenta, go to dinnerdeas.com. Just scan the QR code in the corner of the screen to get right to us.
Let's taste this polenta, make sure it's right. Chef, may we?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's see if it's nice and creamy, you can taste.
That's the color.
Yes, sir.
That little Parmesan at the end.
I mean, it
That's what brings it all
brings
together.
it all together, exactly.
Oh, that is so good.
Wow.
So you see, starting to see the white color. I'm gonna look at the color. That's
That's what you're looking
yes.
for. So a nice pink
Nice
over here.
Exactly that. That's the color that Gordon loved.
How was it to cook in front of Gordon Ramsay? I mean, what is that experience like for the two of you?
I'd like you to ask Rachel because she is the biggest Gordon Ramsay fan out there.
All right, okay.
I always
all right.
thought he was overrated, you know, when I met her.
whoa.
I said, what, you like this guy? He's overrated. He's out there yelling,
So
calling
this was
people's
in
names.
this was in the courtship period.
I
But
know.
Rachel, but coming into the MasterChef kitchen and being around, Gordon Ramsay, what was that like for you?
It was a pinch me moment. I was waiting. I have been applying 4 years for MasterChef. So to me, cooking for him, getting him to say that my shrimp was cooked perfectly, and he put the apron on me. It was amazing. So now the shrimp is about to be done. So I'm gonna take it out.
Now I gotta ask you, Julia, what do you think of Gordon Ramsay now that you've met him? Now that you've impressed him with a duo dish like this?
I mean, I take it back everything bad I said about him.
Rightfully so, my man. All right, so the shrimp was cooked. You
Yes.
don't want to cook them even farther. You removed them now from the pan. What's next?
Now we're gonna deglaze the pan with some white wine. There you go. That's good. So we're gonna let the alcohol cook off a little bit.
Okay.
And it takes out all the bits, from the shrimp that get stuck in the bottom.
Yeah.
That's where you want to get all
Now,
that
all
flavor
the
from.
flavors, the shrimp, the chorizo, the garlic, and also we want a little bit of acidity from the wine to balance out the dish.
Very nice.
And then I put everything back together, the chorizo, the garlic, and the shrimp. So basically,
See, you two really do work in harmony.
Yes.
One gets thrown to another direction, and the other one's just like, I got it covered over here. You two
can
work
talk.
it paired well. I like this. But we're gonna take another break. When we come back, more Parmesan, but we're gonna make it crispy.
We're gonna
Ahead
make it crispy.
at Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back back to Dinner DeeAs, where we're doubling the fun with not one, but two guests. Rachel and Julio are in the top 10 in the current season of MasterChef Dynamic Duos, competing against other couples for a cool $250,000.
Hey,
I mean,
sounds good.
that sounds really
Oh,
good, doesn't
boy.
it? They're here today to share a recipe for garlic shrimp with creamy polenta, Spanish chorizo, and Parmesan crisp, which we're about to do. Before the break, we added Parmesan and butter to the polenta, then cooked up the shrimp in the same pan we cooked the chorizo and garlic in, taking them out of the pan to deglaze it with white wine, then got everything back in, the shrimp, the chorizo, the garlic, and it's just marrying away in flavors over here.
Yeah, exactly. So now that this is done, I'm just going to add some chives because it's going to give it a nice freshness and also, a pop of green color. And I'm going to reserve this for the plating. Okay.
To grab Rachel and Julio's recipe for this shrimp and polenta, go to dinnerdeals.com or follow along right on your phone by scanning the QR code down there to find us. All right. You got
right.
Parmesan cheese in your hand there,
Yes,
Rachel.
now we're going to work on the crisps. So what we're going to do is add like little amounts like to the pan.
Now there is no oil on the pan.
No, there is enough oil on the cheese already.
Look how
So,
when it starts melting,
yeah.
you can see that oil starts bubbling in there.
Yep, little amounts, they're gonna melt, and then as they cool off, they're going to crisp up.
How do you know what is the right amount?
Just go, you can add as much as a little as you want, to make the circles smaller or bigger.
You're gonna see when we plate that we're gonna put them in between the shrimp, so that's why we wanted smaller pieces.
Okay, so
to
you're
go
playing
in
off the size of the shrimp to
the
figure out
shrimp,
what you need for this
exactly.
one. Very,
Yeah.
very inventive.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
If you make this for your dinner, we want to know. Email dinnerdeals@fox.com with your photos. That's what Joyce did. She made the chicken paprikash I did with my mom back on Mother's Day and said, this was a very good meal and a recipe I could handle. I'm not a regular cook, but this got my attention. Thank you. It was delicious. Joyce, look at that.
Joyce, looks delicious.
Right?
I want to
Oh,
get
boy.
a piece of that right now.
I mean, I don't
Chicken
think she's just a
paprikash.
regular cook right there.
No.
I don't think so at all.
No,
I
no,
think
no.
she's really is like.
Listen, Joyce,
Absolutely.
apply for MasterChef. You should go in. Maybe you're gonna be here with us next time.
There you go. Because literally, as long as you're having fun in the kitchen,
True.
as long as you're bringing it for someone that you love and for what it may be, that's what cooking's all about.
Absolutely.
That's what food's special.
Honestly, my grandma always said, food is my way to saying I love you. And if you feed somebody and it tastes good, nobody is ever mad at a table, eating good food.
No one could ever be mad at that,
No.
my friend. The shrimp is done. The polenta, that tastes absolutely perfect and delicious. And our crisps, well,
Yep, you see those bubbles? That's the sign that it's already done. So what I do is I take it off the heat, let it cool off for like 30 seconds, and then I'm gonna take him to finish cooling
I
off.
love it because we're going to get this all on a plate when we come back ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs, where this former MasterChef contestant has been cooking with these current MasterChef contestants. Rachel and Julia are competing with other couples on MasterChef Dynamic Duos, airing tonight right here on Fox, and have been sharing a recipe for garlic shrimp with creamy polenta, a version of the dish that won them their coveted MasterChef white aprons. Now, it's one thing to have the apron. Let's go put it all together and actually put these
Exactly.
aprons to good work here, my
Let's do
friends.
it. Let me start with the polenta.
Okay.
Can we have a countdown? We need time.
This is the real deal over here. I was like, where was the clock up on the
Where's the
ceiling
clock?
over here in the Dinner DeeAs kitchen?
I need somebody
like it would be.
yelling at
All
me.
right, so we
Come
got 5,
Oh,
4.
That's
Three.
too
No,
little
we really
time.
don't do that part, my friend.
So we're starting with a little bit of polenta.
But the polenta's
in
the
the
base
bottom,
here,
The
okay?
base, yeah. So right here, let me put this away. The good thing is, if you Rachel's doing that way, that works. Just smooth it out. Looks nice and pretty on the plate. Beautiful
And that
like
was an
that.
important thing, too, because, I mean, you are
Visual.
around, like, culinary greatness that this is, like, taking it to the next level and everything that you got to
Exactly.
do.
So now we're gonna place some shrimp. I'm gonna do 5 because I like, odd numbers. You gonna hold it for me?
There you go.
Look at that. You see?
Teamwork.
There we go.
Teamwork makes the
Teamwork.
dream work over here.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're gonna do 5.
5. Very exact, very precise.
Yes.
Yeah. Come on, shrimp. There you go. Do 5, and then we're gonna take some of the chorizo. We just place it here and there with some of that garlic because you know that's where the flavor is.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
A little bit of the juice.
And the sauce. All right. And look at that.
Look at that.
That's the money. That's the sauce.
That's
where
the money right there?
Yep.
Yeah, that looks
where
like it.
all the flavor is.
Would that be worth $250,000 money?
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna sprinkle with a little more chives.
Okay.
Purple color.
Color, always
And-
important.
Oh, and here comes these parm crisps.
The parm crisps. It's gonna give it a nice height, a nice texture to the dish, and an extra little bit of saltiness for, you know, added seasoning.
I mean-
and there you have it.
There you
Literally
have it.
super quick and easy when you
Quick
put
and
everything together, but truly MasterChef worthy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really cool.
That's what MasterChef is. People think that you have to make something ultra complicated to be MasterChef, and that's not it. It's good food that is MasterChef. Flavors are MasterChef.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love it. To the two of you, thank you, Rachel and Julia. Watch them compete again tonight in MasterChef Dynamic Duos at 8 right here on Fox 13 when they'll be facing peer pressure. No spoilers. Tune in to find out more. Find the recipe they've made for us on our website, dinnerdeas.com, and a link to their Fiery Cooks Instagram. I'm Jeff Philbin. Thanks for watching, and see you next time with more ideas for dinner, or as we call them, Dinner Dias.
Yee.
Let's do our handshake here real quick.
Hey.
Hey, 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 hey. That's the winners.
Now we can.
Let's dig in.